Welcome back to another episode of Reality Hits Matt. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm Matt.
Today we'll be talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 3, Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Yep. Yeah, we're almost the halfway mark.
Almost to the halfway mark.
Getting there.
Then there's Season 4, which is how many episodes?
10.
So we got 10 and 3, 10 and 4. They stopped filming for 5?
They're refilming, and I think they're wrapping up, so 5 should be coming out soon.
Okay.
I read that 5 is not going to be 10 episodes.
Okay. Shorter.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, let me give a quick recap of last week, Season 3, Episode 3. This starts off in Beaver, Utah.
I think so, yeah.
With Macy and Michaela with their trip to visit Marciano. I guess it continues from the previous episode. They got there, they met with him, they asked him what was going on. He says that he was influenced by Demi to say what he said about Jessi.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't have sex. So there's that. He was still talking with Demi. Demi found out that Layla was going to talk to Marciano to ask specifically about Demi.
Yeah.
And that's when we got the twist of Jessi being involved. And then, so that's, I guess, why she fabricated the stories or stretched the truth to kind of get the drama off of her and flip it onto Jessi.
Yeah. And I don't know if, like, she fabricated. I'm still uncertain. Uncertain about whether or not she fabricated it or not. But yeah.
All right. Well, anyway.
We don't know that at that point.
Then the episode goes to that private jet event, and Layla and Miranda are there.
Yep.
And Demi shows up.
Yeah.
She was texting Layla, like, hey, are you there? I'm coming. Like, are they filming?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't, like, she was adamant she doesn't want to be on this season because she's not getting paid. So Layla doesn't respond to that.
Right.
Demi shows up and I guess tries to talk to Layla and she just like ignores her or like doesn't want to talk to her.
Yeah, Layla's very bad at confrontation and is very awkward. And she's like, "No, I don't want to hug you." Like she like refuses the hug, and then she goes,
Demi's
and then
like,
Demi's like, "What the fuck?" And then she's like, "You know what you did. You know it." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, so that just is this whole thing. You said Miranda was like sitting there and it was uncomfortable because like, everybody's like taking their seats.
Yeah,
and then at one point, Layla decides to call Jessi.
And put her on
like
speakerphone.
Tell her like, oh, Demi's, denying this and that. And then Demi like grabs the phone and like starts talking and Jessi's like, what the fuck? And just like hangs up.
Yeah.
And then I guess Layla calls her back and Jessi's like, what the hell was that? Like that was like a curveball.
Blindsiding.
Like, yeah, you blindsided me with that. And then Demi's like screaming that she's gonna do a live and like expose Jessi. Yeah. So then you said the producers are involved and it's this whole shit show and Demi's like yelling at the executive producer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot. From there we go to the girls trip.
Yes.
And I guess it's Macy, Michaela, Layla, Jessi, Taylor, and Miranda. You had said that they were... I guess on their drive out, maybe it was, they were going to decide whether or not Miranda was going to be in Mom Talk this weekend.
Yeah, like at the end of the trip.
At the end of the trip, they would decide. Yeah. Then they were, I guess, riding ATVs. Macy and Michaela weren't part of that group because they're pregnant, so they didn't go on that. I guess they're at the top of this mountain and they're taking photos and Taylor wants to talk about the status of Mom Talk, like where it stands. And it's like, you're missing two pretty important people.
Their hair is flailing and Miranda's like, I can't see.
That was kind of funny. And then I guess later that night it comes up and they start talking and then they're just like, oh yeah, Miranda's back in or should we have her back in? So like, she's back in. They didn't wait till the end of the trip.
Yeah.
And then where they are for this trip was in Utah somewhere. I'm not sure where, but they're not far from Vegas.
Right.
So Jessi has this idea to meet up with Marciano because she wants to like get to the bottom of all this.
Yep.
And Taylor thinks it's a terrible idea. I think most of the girls probably think it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, but Taylor's the most vocal. Like, this is fucked up.
Yeah. And so she just wants to get to the bottom of it. They want to do a lie detector test. So she invites Marciano out. He comes out. He's in her hotel room, just the two of them talking about all this.
Mm-hmm.
He said the girls were like outside in the courtyard, like trying to see him and listen and all that.
Right.
So she, I guess she said something along the lines of like, would you take a lie detector test for me, like to clear the air?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, for you I would. And then, well, he's in luck because they set one up. So we got the polygraph lady next door. So they do the polygraph, and then she invites him out to dinner with the girls. So, because I guess they're waiting for Macy or Michaela, whoever set it up, was getting like the results by email on their phone.
Yep.
So they get the results later. I think one of the questions was asking if Demi asked Marciano to lie or something along the lines, and it was inconclusive, but it still made sense, like Demi did.
Well, he said no to begin with, which confused me.
Right.
And then
but the result
no
was
said
inconclusive.
And he's like, yeah, I kind of thought so.
Like he didn't know how to answer the
because
question.
he's like, I didn't know like how like she never came out and was like, say this.
Right.
It was just the encouragement and manipulation of like his feelings that like made him do it.
Yeah. There was one thing that I just remembered was the Demi at the influencer event was showing Layla like texts from Marciano. She's like, hold on, I can show, like I told him not to do it even though she told him to do it.
Right. Yeah,
then,
it was like
tried to
so
call
you lined everything up and then realized that you were going to be shown as the villain.
Yeah,
so you're like,
so
wait,
you, like, tried
I don't
want
to be involved in this.
Minute.
Yeah,
but
I don't
like you said, it was just like text after text. They text
they were,
a lot,
like,
apparently.
A lot.
Yeah.
And then
so
Layla was like, why are you
funny.
texting him so much? And she goes, of course I text him, like I want to like stay updated or something. And then she's like, but you just said like you don't care about Jessi's feelings. And she goes, I don't. And so it was just like really weird.
Right.
It's like,
it
so
doesn't make any sense.
but like you would be, she's like, I don't want to be involved. And she's like, well, being involved is texting him.
You are involved.
Knowing that he's filming with us.
Yeah. Like she's, I don't know. So then I think kind of the very last thing, there was a question to Jessi, and it was like, did you guys do anything more sexually other than just kiss or make out? And she answers no, but that comes back as a lie. And you said that she didn't seem overly surprised by it, and Marciano
was like pointing at her like, hey, and then like she was like, what? And then she's like, maybe like, was it the heavy petting that we did when we were making out? So like, I don't know.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there was one other thing. I did a little research last week.
Okay.
On the Mormon temples.
Okay. Yeah. Give it to me.
Because you had mentioned the girls were like, oh, there's one of them that does have like the recommendation and can go. There was one in the town they were at.
Yeah, Macy has a recommendation.
And that like led me to be like, wait, they're just everywhere. I thought there was like the Mormon temple.
Yeah.
So they are like, they're everywhere. There's churches and there's temples.
Okay.
And when you drive on the Capitol Beltway 495, that big Disney World looking building, that's a Mormon temple.
That's a Mormon temple?
Yep.
I thought that was Greek.
No, it's
like a Greek Orthodox.
I knew it was Mormon. I didn't know it was like a
so
temple.
That's a temple. Yeah. And they all look like that. They all look like that big white building.
This one looks like fucking Disney World.
Yeah, it does. But
when
like
you see it when you're coming
even
around
when
the
you're
Beltway.
watching it in the show, like it's like a giant white building in the middle of town, and like that's like the temple that they're like, talking about.
All right. Well, there's several of them.
Yeah.
So
well, Macy can go to
do a little research on that. So.
That's interesting. The only other thing briefly to mention, because it does come up this episode, is about Zach and Jordan meeting up at the gym. And Jordan.
They're friends now. They're buddies. Even
they're
though,
buddies. Even though he rubbed his tiny little dick on his wife. So that does come up later because Zach does tell Jen, and Jen was kind of like, why the hell was Jessi like coming after me when this was happening behind closed doors?
Right.
So we do see that play out this episode.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear about it.
So episode 4, the Book of Deceit.
Okay.
We start back in St. George. They continue to go through Jessi's results, so we're back at the dinner with Marciano. She told the truth about not sleeping together, and it was inconclusive if they had other sexual encounters, and she failed when they asked, have you lied about anything else relating to Demi in regards to the Marciano situation?
Okay.
And she said no, and it said major reaction failed.
Okay.
So she was like, what would I lie about to me? So the girls aren't sure, and Taylor's in the corner like adding things up, like, what the fuck is
That's
going on? That's
a really
here?
Like broad question.
That's a broad question. I do agree. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, like, and why would she have reason to lie about to me unless she was like lying about the villa stuff?
Right, but a major reaction, so she's lied about something.
Yeah,
like she was concerned about that question.
But even one of the girls was like, oh, did you like tell Demi she looked good in an outfit that she didn't? Like, so it could be a number of things.
That could be the lie. A very broad question. That's probably it.
In the middle of all this, Jessi gets a call from Jordan, so she steps outside to call him back, and Taylor says, I think this call is going to turn into a fight.
Macy, don't worry, I'm just having dinner with Marciano right now.
Right. And Macy goes, well, it's not like he has any say. They're separated. And Taylor goes, you guys are acting like they're divorced.
Right.
And Taylor in an interview is like, this is just like something that I don't think like should be happening. It's kind of unnecessary. So Taylor's very much like, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Jordan was upset by this.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's kind of reasonable. Jordan asked how the polygraph went, so he does know that Marciano's there, and he does know about the lie detector test. So Jessi did tell him that Marciano was coming so she could get more answers.
Oh, like prior to this phone call?
Yeah.
Like she was texting him or calling him at some point that he didn't know about. Okay, all right.
So he at least knew that. And Jessi says, it went well. I got more like information about Demi and like all that and what she had been saying to Marciano, and he was really like open and honest about it, so that felt good.
Okay.
And she says, the good news is that we took this polygraph and we both said no, we didn't sleep together, and came back that we were telling the truth. She does not say on the phone, however, that the other things like she failed. Then she goes, but we're all at dinner together because we had to wait for the results, and Jordan is not happy about this.
Oh, Marciano's still being there?
Yeah, and like asking him to dinner, and like he's like, so you guys are all just shooting the shit, hanging out with him. And she goes, well, it was going to take like an hour and a half to get the results, so we all decided to go to dinner. Like, what else was going to do? And Jordan asks what the logic was there, and thinks that it's totally disrespectful. Okay. And you'll hear Jordan say the word disrespectful about 50 more times throughout this whole episode.
He likes to get focused on like one or two words.
Word.
Yeah.
Just so disrespectful. Jordan says that Jessi always does what she wants because she doesn't care what he has to say. He says it feels like he is the only one fighting for their marriage, and tells her to have a good night and hangs up the phone.
Okay.
I will say the vibe during this phone call did not make me want to be on Jordan's side during this.
Okay.
So while I do think it's a little bit much that she decided to take the person that she cheated on her husband with to dinner.
Right.
It does kind of shed a light when she's like trying to talk and he like talks over her and he's like, no. Like there's nothing you can say that will like make this better. Right. So like there's no conversation happening there.
Yeah, it's just whatever he thinks.
And it's just whatever he thinks, and like, he almost like if she doesn't react to something he says, he just takes it a step further, and we see it more later when she gets home.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know. It didn't make me feel good, even though I'm not like Team Jessi right now. Like I don't think that what she's doing makes sense, but whatever. Once they get off the phone, Jessi says she doesn't think she did anything wrong, and she said that they'll have to have a long talk when she gets home because he's always like this, talking down to her and like kind of calling her names.
Okay.
And she's kind of frankly like sick of it.
Yeah.
The intro plays, and then we're back at the hotel, and all the girls are in matching PJs, and they're in Jessi's room. Taylor in an interview...
Marciano's there in his matching PJs?
No.
Okay.
No,
all right.
Marciano's
He left? Okay.
Taylor says in an interview after seeing Marciano, she was confused why Jessi did go after someone who had a history with her friend. She says that with her experiencing a similar situation in the past, she thinks that there's way more to the story than Jessi is telling them about how she ended up in this situation. Not necessarily the situation moving like from like September when she told Jordan to now. She thinks that they all have a good idea, but before that, she thinks that something else was happening that Jessi isn't fully opening up about. And she says that the more that Jessi tells them, the more that they'll be able to help her in this situation. So Taylor asked Jessi how she's feeling after the whole day because she does not see any real emotions coming out of Jessi. And Jessi says that she's gone through the emotions over the last week and a half with all of this coming out and dealing with it. So today felt more like closure than anything. And she does admit that she's had issues with being emotionally numb in the past.
Okay.
So she doesn't really know how to process her feelings. Layla says that she feels like she's heard a glimpse of what's been happening with her and Jordan, but never fully understood the full picture. And this is when Jessi starts breaking down, and she really struggles to talk about it. She does open up to the girls and says what has been going on behind closed doors. And she says for the past 3 years, they have fought every single day.
Oh, jeez.
And there hasn't been one day where they've gotten along. She says that he is constantly criticizing her for everything from chores to the way she parents to the way she does laundry, and nothing she ever did was right. Every single thing that she did, something was wrong, and she could never do anything right.
Okay.
And Michaela says at one point, she's like, that's funny because it's not like he was doing anything like household chores wise.
Right.
And so she says that between being the breadwinner and taking care of all the household chores, she started to resent Jordan because he just did nothing. Like he went golfing with his friends.
Yeah, I mean, that's really shitty.
Yeah. So she does also tell the girls that there was name calling and talking down to her, and the kids were present for some of it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So it just wasn't a good situation.
Yeah.
And she equates it to emotional abuse.
Yeah.
All the girls, especially Miranda and Taylor, are being super supportive. They're all supportive of her, but Miranda and Taylor are kind of giving her advice because it is hard. So they've both been through a divorce. Layla's also been through a divorce, but she was a little bit more silent about it. And Jessi's kind of, as she's explaining this, she's in full panic breakdown mode, crying, and she's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know if saving my marriage is the right answer, and I don't know if divorce is the right answer, and I don't know if whichever one I pick, I'm gonna regret. And
it's tough.
We have kids, and Miranda's like, I truly feel for you because this is exactly how I felt towards the end of my marriage with Chase. I just didn't know what the right answer was, and she's like, I just want you to know that choosing divorce is not anything against you, and I feel like we have a lot of shame that we put on ourselves for it because of how we were raised in the families that we were raised in. And so she is I understand that feeling of thinking that it's shameful, and keep in mind Jessi's already been through a divorce, so this would be her second one. So she's really struggling with this, the fact that she's had 2 failed marriages.
But when you had the kids in though, that's a little more. But 3 years of fighting every day and emotional abuse, I don't think there's any saving that marriage.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Especially because it just even with Jordan saying he's the only one fighting for it, his actions though and his words are just he wants it because he doesn't want to be emasculated or disrespected. He's doing it to make himself feel better, not because he wants to be in this marriage.
Yeah
is the vibe I'm getting from this.
Yep.
Macy says that they will all have Jessi's back because she is their friend, and they don't really have loyalty to Jordan. However, Jordan does have the supportive dad talk, and all the husbands are friends with him. So she's like, it's not like we're leaving him alone on an island. The guys will be there for Jordan, but we're gonna be there for Jessi.
Right.
And all the girls are on the same page. We're not saying her actions were right, and we'll never condone what she did, but we can support her because there's an understanding of how things got here.
Right.
And she's taking accountability, and she's working on it, and she's working on herself to better herself. She knows that it's not right. The next morning, the girls are having breakfast, and they ask how Jessi was doing and how she slept. She says that she wishes that she was meaner to Marciano yesterday just because of what he did to her and what his actions have caused. So him coming out and saying I slept with Jessi just to wipe the Demi stuff under the rug
that's really shitty.
Has now gotten to the point where their whole marriage and their whole family is in the spotlight and is being torn apart. So a lot of people were affected. She mentions how Jordan's parents and her parents are really good friends too, so that's caused a wedge.
Yeah,
because
like, they were working through this like privately.
Correct.
Like, and it wasn't anything like overly crazy.
Right.
And it would have just, if they worked through it, it would have that would have been it.
Right.
Nobody would have ever known.
Correct.
Yeah. Jeez.
Jessi says Jordan told her about meeting up with Zach, so she's wondering if Zach has told Jen about everything, and Macy was like, absolutely, he told Jen. So Jessi is wondering if Jen's coming back to Mom Talk, and Taylor goes, yeah, she's wanting to, and Michaela says, listen, she like took a break for mental health, so she's like totally welcome to come back.
Yeah.
However, she does have to have conversations with all of us about like how she like left and like the terms she left on, and like her fight with you, like you need to talk with her.
Right.
And Jessi says she's anxious about talking to Jen because she should have been more of a friend in that moment, and it shows a clip of them in the like hot chocolate store fighting. And Jessi knows that with this news, Jen's gonna like come at her.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So she's just anxious, and they're all gonna see each other in a couple days at a MCO Beauty event for a couple of the girls. They're being the faces of MCO Beauty. The girls leave to go home, and then Jessi arrives at her house. When Jessi gets there, Jordan's waiting for her, and he wants to have a conversation with her about inviting Marciano to dinner because it was complete disrespect to him and their family.
Okay.
He says that it just shows the boundaries she's willing to cross and has crossed. Jordan is like very angry. He starts the conversation angry.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you start a conversation angry,
it's not gonna ever go well.
Yeah, and it's not like a productive conversation. There's not going to be understanding on either side. It's just going to be a fight. Like, that's what it's going to be, is a fight. So he's very angry, and he doesn't understand why Jessi would do this or want to be around him after what he did to uproot their whole lives. Jessi says that she's not as mad at Marciano as Jordan is, understandably. And Jordan says, well, that's the fucked up part because you need to take accountability for what you did and you should be mad. Jessi's just like not playing into it. Like she just doesn't want to be mad. Like she's like, I just want to move on. I just want to work through this with you. Like I don't want to hold this anger in. Like that's what I got from her. And at one point, Jordan says, you know who will be mad at him one day is our son when he figures all this out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
jeez.
That is not a father wanting to protect his son. You're saying that he's going to find out. Well, how is he going to find out? You're probably going to tell him.
Yeah.
Well, guess what your mother
throw it
did?
In her face, yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
like, you
absolutely.
shouldn't bring your kids into this fight. Even though the divorce and the marriage and the separation affects them, your fight with your wife about her actions is not something that you should be like, our son is going to find out about this one day.
Yeah.
Like, and she goes, yeah, he is going to find out, and I'm going to be honest with him about what I did. And he's like, you're not understanding what I'm saying. And there's no, like, he cuts it off again. He's like, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. And Jessi says she's just going to like have a conversation with him and when he's older and like just come out with it. And Jordan says, you need help. He was like, you're not understanding any of this and you need
just
help.
Wait till your son watches these episodes years later and sees how much of a dickhead his father is.
Yeah. This whole thing, it's like him against the world. It's like everyone's out to get him. Like he like wants to like make all these like camaraderies. Like it's just like that's the vibe. And it's not like he's saying like I'm hurt because of this and I feel like I'm like it's not just about his feelings. It's you're
his
attacking me.
It's his image.
Yeah, you're attacking me. I'm being disrespected. I'm like this isn't right. Like, and it gets worse later.
Okay, jeez. Buckle up.
Jordan says for the sake of their kids, he hopes that they can put this to bed and there is no reason to ever talk to Marciano moving forward. Jessi's just kind of silent at that point and just kind of sits there. She was crying and breaking down at one point because she was like, you're not listening to me, you're not understanding. Right. And he's like, there is nothing to like listen to or understand.
Okay.
And that's when he started yelling like, you need to take accountability, like all this stuff. And I think she has been taking pretty good accountability for what she did. I don't think like then inviting Marciano out to dinner or like even like the whole lie detector was necessary, but like before that, like, she was like, yeah, I did this, and yes, I did that, but like, no,
but
I'm not
then
gonna
she has
stand.
to prove a point that he was lying, though.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
Jessi in an interview says she doesn't even know what to say, and she kind of just like looks lost and dazed, like at this point, and like you can tell like she's just emotionally drained. But she's like, I'm not gonna ever talk to Marciano again.
Okay.
So after that, we cut to like a coffee shop, and Layla, Miranda, and then Bree, Layla's friend, who she had brought to Michaela's birthday party.
+1?
Yeah, for +1.
Okay.
Meet up. Miranda asks if Layla's been going out on dates recently, and Layla admits that she's been having a confidence issue because her hair has been falling out. And so she just hasn't felt like herself, and she just hasn't felt fully confident.
Okay.
I guess she's balding where her hair extensions have been put in.
Okay.
And she's been doing some research, and she's like, I don't think that I should be getting my hair done like this, and I don't think Jessi knows how to do my hair as an ethnic, like as a ethnic hair.
Right.
And Bree, who is also half black, she is black, points out, she goes, you have a different texture, and you just don't have hair that Jessi's used to styling.
Okay, yeah.
And Miranda agrees, like, yeah, she might not just have the knowledge about how to treat your hair and like the proper way to do it. And Layla just tells the girl, she's like, I'm just nervous about finding someone new, especially because of what happened with Demi. And like her comment, she's like, I'm not trying to say, different. Yeah, like I'm not trying to say like she's bad at hair, but like it's
not the person for you,
right? But like I need it done properly.
Yeah,
we'll get back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
We go to the MCO Beauty event, and Layla, Jen, and Taylor are the new faces of MCO Beauty. So they have like their like videos of like them posing with the products everywhere, and I guess like their faces are going to be on billboards and in stores and all this stuff. So it's like a really exciting time for them, and all the girls show up to support them. So that's Jessi, Michaela, Macy, and Miranda all come to this event. For the other three. Jen says she's nervous about rejoining Mom Talk, and besides Taylor, she hasn't talked to any of the other girls. So she says that she just wants to feel understood and heard when she comes back.
Yeah.
And she's hoping that the girls can give her space to do that. When she does see all the girls, she does pull Jessi aside pretty immediately to have a conversation. And Jen wants to know why Jessi spent so much time calling her a liar when she had this Marciano stuff going on. When they do talk, Jessi immediately says that she wants to apologize for how she treated Jen in Vegas. She says she looked back at that time, and she says that a lot of it was projection because she saw how Zach was treating her, and it triggered her because that's how Jordan would talk to her in her marriage. Because it was very much like, you shouldn't like take that, you shouldn't do that, that's not right, like, and like it was like a lot of Jen just felt judged and like just like wasn't heard. And so Jessi admits that. Jen says seeing how hurt Jessi is makes her feel a lot less defensive, and she feels empathy for her, because she does ask like, oh, so like that's how your marriage is? She's like, yeah, like Jordan and I have been separated, and it's been a lot of emotional abuse that I've been experiencing, and like a lot of name calling. Jen does bring up the Chippendales and says it just felt like everyone was trying to like gang up together to break up her marriage. And Jen says what confused her was like specifically Demi was trying to get the group against her. So and this goes back to her, what she was doing to Taylor, what she was doing to Jessi, like what she was doing to Jen. Like she picks these fights, and she wants to like she wants to like have everyone like be like
drive a wedge between that person and the rest of the group.
Yeah, and so Jessi says, well, that's exactly what she's doing to me now. And Jen's like caught off guard. She was like, oh, really? And both Jen and Jessi end the conversation saying that they're hopeful that they can move forward with a new start and have like an authentic, real friendship and and support one another.
All right, well, that's good.
So it seemed like that was a pretty productive conversation. There was no fighting like last time, no saying that little dicks got rubbed on one another. So pretty good. Meanwhile, it comes out that all of Dad Talk is together right now, and the girls are wondering what they are up to.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So Dad Talk is over at Jessi's house. So it's Zach, Jordan, Dakota, Jason, Jacob.
Wait, so Jordan I thought got an apartment. Is he back to living with Jessi?
So they're like, I think the understanding is like they're 2 days at the house because they don't want to move the children.
Okay.
So Jessi goes to the house for 2 days, and then Jordan goes to the house for 2 days.
So does Jessi go stay with her parents, like
yeah,
when Jordan's
or like
at the house?
Like I think in an interview later,
Interesting.
when she was like talking about like when they actually do get divorced much later.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry, but
it's fine.
She was talking about
like
she was talking about like during this time she was at a hotel.
Okay.
So she would get a hotel for a couple nights and then come home, and then he would either go to his parents' house.
So the kids just always stay at the house.
Kids are
well,
just at the house.
I mean, that's good if you can make that work, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're at Jordan and Jessi's house.
Yeah, but the label just says Jessi's house.
Okay.
And later on,
well, I mean, she paid for it.
Yeah, someone made a joke. I like how he's staying at the house that you paid for it. Like, so Jordan said that he called this meeting together because it was so upsetting that Jessi was defensive, and it's nice to have Zach there, knowing that him and Jen have been through it and he wants his support.
Okay.
Jordan tells the group about Marciano going to dinner with them, and the way he's speaking is, I don't think any of them did it to be disrespectful. So he's now talking about it like all of the girls that were at this dinner were disrespectful by allowing Marciano to be there. Like, are you trying to get the guys mad at their wives? Like,
yeah.
And for some of them, that is not the way to do that. Well, Jen wasn't there, so Zach doesn't give a fuck about this conversation.
Right.
Dakota's not with Taylor.
Yeah.
And if Taylor were involved, she'd been like, I didn't think it was a good idea to begin with.
She's the one that was so adamantly against it, so...
And then he turns his focus to Michaela and Macy because they're the ones that set up the lie detector.
Oh,
and
right.
They're the ones that...
Right.
So he thinks that them two are trying to put a wedge between him and Jessi.
Right. Well, I mean, they said it. I think they just found the person after Jessi already was like, let's do this.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So Jacob steps in and says that Macy only hears what Jessi has to say, and at the end of the day, it's Jessi's decision. And at that point, Zach steps in and goes, well, that's bullshit, because when me and Jen were going through it, the girls didn't care what Jen had to say and would only talk shit about me and like try to convince her to leave me.
Oh, okay. Right.
I think that that's two separate things, right? And it's like, Macy showed up. So when you saw the dinner thing, Jessi got ready and Marciano was at the hotel bar, and Jessi went down by herself and met Marciano at the hotel bar.
Okay.
Then all the girls, once they were done getting ready, came downstairs to find Jessi with Marciano, and she goes, he's coming with us to dinner. So it's not like she was like, is it okay if he comes to dinner? And they're like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. It was like, in that moment, what should you do? Be like, I don't think that this is a good idea. Like, we should leave him behind.
Yeah, well, like, he's sitting right there. Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable and weird. Like, that was Jessi's decision. If you're mad at that decision, and it's dinner, it's like not like they were going to a strip club together. It's literally dinner. Like, they sat at a table and read results,
and it's all of them.
And it's all of them, and they're being filmed. Like, it's part of the show.
Yeah.
And I get that this is part of the show. Like, you got to create drama, but it's like I don't understand. The girls are trying to be supportive to their friend that's telling them that there's an issue. So even in Jen's situation, you allowed every single girl to read all of your text thread with your husband.
Right.
And those messages did not paint Zach in a good light.
Yeah.
And if my friend came to me and I had no loyalty to her husband, and even if I did, fuck that.
Yeah.
I would be like, this isn't okay. You either need to leave, or there needs to be like a serious intervention. Like, you guys need to go to therapy immediately if you're going to stay in this relationship, because it's borderline abusive.
Yeah.
And I would fight for my friend because I would want my friend to be okay. That's what they were doing with Jen. And honestly, sometimes when someone's in an abusive relationship, they're going to be like, no, it's fine. That's more worrisome for me when you tell me it, when you keep telling me it's fine.
Right.
And that's what Jen was doing.
Yeah.
So as a good friend, I would have been like, no, you're not fine.
Yeah.
This isn't okay.
Absolutely.
Tell me the truth. And clearly it sent her into a spiral with everything going on between them, like berating her about Zach, and then probably Zach not being the best husband.
Yeah.
She had to like leave.
Yeah. I still think back, just like every week when we do this, I think back to like the Jen and Zach drama, and I'm still like,
yeah,
it was so much, and it's like I still don't know what or why or when or there was just so much going on with like the girls involved, and then the girls talking to Zach, and then it was just.
And I honestly think that Zach at one point did want the best for Jen because he was hearing how shitty the girls were being.
Right,
but then the girls were hearing how shitty Zach was being, and I really think that this comes down to Jen pitting herself as the victim in both lights.
Oh, right.
So then they do hate each other. So, and when you do that and you can't like own the shit that you fucked up or lied about or said, it's just going to snowball into this worse lie that you can't even get out of.
Yeah.
And I truly feel like that's where that's why it seemed so confusing, because it's like everywhere you went with Jen, it was just like fight.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
So,
all right,
anyway.
Where were we? Let's get back to let's get back to this episode.
So after Zach said that's bullshit because they pitted me against one another, Jacob suggests that Jordan have a conversations with all the girls. Then they decide that it should be all of the husbands and all of the girls meet together with Jordan to discuss so they can fully understand his side of the story.
Okay.
And it just really feels like he's trying to get all of them on his side.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he thinks that the girls need to be more supporting and encouraging of Jessi to save her family instead of encouraging her to leave Jordan. Jordan said that he just wants the opportunity to be heard and supported.
Okay.
We go to Macy's house and they're getting their backyard redone, so they're meeting with their contractor. After the contractor leaves, Macy asks Jacob how the dad talk night went last night. And Jacob brings up that Jordan was upset that the girls let Marciano come to dinner, and Macy says, no one asked me if it was okay to be there.
Right.
And she said, had I been asked, I probably would have said, let's not do this, but I'm not Jessi's mom, so like, I don't know what you want me to do. Jacob tries to say that Macy is the person in the group that is the conscious and knows right from wrong and should have said something, and she goes, no, like, that's not on me to baby Jessi in front of Marciano, and B, if roles were reversed, all of you would have let Jordan do the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
And she's adamant. And he was like, no. Macy in an interview says that Jacob only knows Jordan's side of the story and doesn't know Jessi's side. And once he hears that, he would have a better understanding of why they let him come. So Macy does explain to Jordan what's going on and how this has been going on for years. Jacob said Jordan only said that he's been on edge since he found out in September. And Macy's like, well, Jessi's saying that they've been fighting for 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
So Jordan is not telling all the guys like what
the whole truth. Yeah. No, I mean, it starts at when they found out about Jessi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when his image when he was disrespected and emasculated, that's when the story starts for him.
So Jacob asked Macy if she thinks that Zach and Dakota are having these like deeper conversations with Jordan because they're closer with him, and Macy says no, absolutely not, like they probably don't know anything that's going on. She puts it back on Jacob and says, maybe you should tell him to get his shit together at the barbecue we're going to. And Jordan says, I don't know if I'm the right person to do that. Jacob says, I'm not sure I'm the right person to do that. Which was funny because he was like, well, you're the point of conscious. And she goes, well, maybe you should tell him like that he's fucking up. Jordan has invited all of Mom Talk and Dad Talk to a barbecue at Jessi's house, and everyone's invited but Jessi. So,
what the hell?
So yeah, they're like, what the fuck? Okay.
So where's Jessi at?
She's not going. She's at the hotel, I guess.
But like, does she know this is happening?
Yeah, and
we she'd be like, where are all my friends? Like,
no, and they meet, like all the girls meet before, so we're almost there.
Okay.
So Layla's going to get her hair done. So this is going back to trying to find a stylist.
I was going to say, is she getting it done at a new place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Layla tells the stylist that she used to go to her friend, and she's nervous about switching. The stylist does ask if she talked to her friend before switching, and Layla's like, no, I didn't. She goes, do you think she'll notice I got my hair done? And the stylist is like, yeah, she will.
Oh, no.
So she's nervous, but she hopes Jessi will understand the reasoning behind it, because she truly thinks that she didn't, like, if she didn't switch, she would go bald.
Yeah.
She is using Jessi's hair extensions still and her products. So she brought all the products from Jessi's to this girl, and like it's just the installation of it.
Yeah, it's just the actual technique.
Yeah, the technique, because you have to like braid it in, and then there's a net that goes over it. Like there's a lot more that goes into it. So you're not like the way that they were doing it. I've seen it before. It's like it's called like I forgot the name of it, but basically you press these two pieces together on top of like a sliver of hair, and then you use like a hot iron to like seal it together. And so if you have a certain texture of hair, that can actually like burn your hair off.
Okay.
So you can like lose hair, especially when you're taking it off as well.
Okay.
So it's a lot more common in people who are white than people who have ethnic hair to get that technique done.
Okay.
So she gets hers like actually like braided in, and then it's like blended into her hair. After that, her and her stylist were talking, and they kind of bonded over being in Utah and how being a minority there. And the stylist asked, like, do you ever deal with depression of like being excluded from things? So I dealt with that for a little bit when I first moved here, because I felt like I didn't have like a community.
Right.
And Layla, opens up about growing up in a predominantly white family because her dad was black, her mom was white, and her dad was embarrassed to bring her around his side of the family. So she actually grew up with her mom's side of the family. So she grew up very like whitewashed. So she like doesn't like understand that feeling. She just kind of like doesn't like she's learning now her background.
Right.
And kind of how to do things.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All the girls then meet at a park, and Layla gets out, and Miranda's like, damn, you look so good with your hair, because like she knew that she was dying.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, like she's like, I have a baseball cap, should I put that on? And Miranda's like, no, you just need to rock it. You just gotta go. But at first Jessi doesn't notice, so they all just sit down and they have like a little picnic together. Taylor says that Jordan wants to get mom talk and dad talk together tomorrow to give his side of the story. Taylor says that they are all coming together to decide how they're going to approach tomorrow as a group. So this is everyone. This is Jen, Miranda, Jessi, Layla, Michaela, and Macy. Am I missing anyone?
I'm not sure.
And Taylor? There's 7 of them. All 7 of them are together.
Everybody but
Demi, yes.
Whitney, and Jessi. Well, Jessi's there, but she won't be at...
Correct, at the barbecue.
Okay.
So...
Too many names.
For some reason, so they all talk about it, and they're like, we think that Jordan's going to try to get us on his side, but, we're not going to give into that. Like, he needs to be held accountable for, what he has done to you. So they all seem to be on the very same page about that. Right. Jessi does say, I think it's a good thing that I'm not there, because it would just become a fight between me and Jordan in front of everyone.
Yeah,
but, she's like, I trust my girls, and, it's fine. I think it's weird. This is the comment where it's, how do you feel with him using your house that you paid for to do this? This is fucking weird. So yeah, all the girls are like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be there. This is uncomfortable. So at the end, for some reason, Taylor asks if any of them have ever done anal. It's like they moved on from that conversation, and then it turns out that Jen has done it and Layla's tried it, and Michaela's like, I'm not shocked that Jen has done that, because even though she's the most Mormon, she's super freaky. So all
right.
And Jen's like, well, some people swing and some people do anal. It's like, oh my God.
We'll put that on a t-shirt.
As they're leaving and packing up, that's when Jessi notices that Layla's hair is longer. She's like, wait, your hair is longer. Okay. And Layla comes clean that she went to a black hairstylist, and Jessi totally is understanding, and Layla's like, I just didn't want to put more on your plate and have more drama, so I was gonna tell you, but I just didn't know the right time. And Jessi's like, you should have just come out and like told me about it and just been straightforward. But that's fine. Like, she's like, that's totally cool. And she does admit that she doesn't have the proper training for it, and she doesn't have a lot of black clients or black stylists to understand how to do that.
Right.
And it's something that she's always wanted to like learn.
Okay.
So she does ask Layla if she can see the installation and like how it's braided in. So she's like pulling her hair apart to look at it. So it is a productive conversation.
That's good.
And a really good moment for them. We end the episode at Jessi's house for the barbecue.
Okay.
This is when I stopped taking notes because it was just a shit show.
Okay.
So everyone starts showing up. They're like, Jordan's cooking meat, and then he's like tasting it, and he's like, yeah, I still got... He gives me the creeps and everything that he does. He just like, it's so weird. So all the people get there. Layla says, so did you pay Jessi for a daily rental rate to use her house? And like, he was not happy about that comment. All the girls, like, then he's like, okay, we can all go outside by the pool. So they all like sit down like in like a U shape. And Jordan is like trying to express how he's like frustrated and like how, you know, Jessi crossed the line. And at one point Macy goes, well, haven't you crossed lines? Like, you've crossed the boundaries that you guys have set. And he's like, and he pauses, he's like, yeah, I have. And so she like had to force him to say that. And she goes, you know, I don't think it's fair that you're putting this all on Jessi when you two need to work this out. And he was just continually going after the fact that he was disrespected and they were a part of it. And Michaela goes, that's between you two. Like, we've never told her to get a divorce.
Right.
And then Jen goes, oh, I wish I got that same courtesy. She's like, but I guess we all learned from our mistakes. And like, they kind of like looked at her and then brush over that comment. Yeah. At one point they all start like yelling at one another because he's talking about the dinner, and Taylor's like, yeah, I would have been pissed too. And he's like, see, like, she agrees with me. And then at one point she goes, listen, something that me and Dakota learned the hard way is the more people that you invite into this conversation, the more opinions you're going to get.
Yeah,
so my like suggestion to you guys is you two deal with this and basically leave us out of it.
Why are we here doing this right now?
And like, if it works out, it works out for you, or if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But like, you guys need to handle this together. And it kind of just ends with them saying, basically, go F yourself, Jordan. This isn't a good look. If you're trying to pin us against our husbands or us against you, because I think at one point he says something like along the lines of, well, you guys all attacked Dakota, and when he was... Oh, this was it. It was, well, you attacked Dakota when he lied about, you know, cheating, but now you're going to back Jessi when she's a cheater. And Macy was like... She
didn't lie about it, though.
Yeah, Macy was like, those are two completely different instances because Jessi's coming clean and we have her back and I'm her friend.
Right.
Dakota was lying to my friend as he was in a relationship multiple times.
Yeah.
And then Dakota's like, I didn't cheat while we were in a relationship. She's like, but you lied when you were in a relationship with her. And so she's like, if this is Jordan's way of trying to get me against Jessi, he is totally going about this wrong.
Yeah.
And then Taylor starts yelling at Dakota about it. So it just wasn't like, it's just when they weren't catching on to the first thing, he just escalated it to the next thing, and then he escalated to and it was always like, well, you did that to this person, you did. She's like, none of these are comparable to what you guys are going through,
right? And
that's what he wants. It's like he wants all of them on his side because he wasn't the cheater.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he's not getting his way.
No. And that's where we end the episode.
That's it. All right. Great. Well, yeah, I guess tune in next week and get a little more.
Yeah.
Was there a preview?
Yeah, the preview included Whitney coming back.
Whitney's coming back. I know I didn't say it in my recap, but I guess the girls had discussed at the dinner when they were talking about the status of Mom Talk. They brought up Whitney and Demi, and they were like, Demi, hard no, because it was like, oh, we think they're both going to try and get back in, and it was like, Demi, hard no.
Yeah.
Whitney, no, but like, it seemed like there was a possibility that she could come back into Mom Talk, but she's back. Yeah. Like, she's back next episode, like, we see her.
Well, yeah, she comes back. So it was Taylor announcing that Dancing with the Stars wants to interview some of the girls to be on the show.
Okay.
Enter Whitney, because Whitney wants to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
So the girls are like, why are you here? We can't have people coming and going. So you don't see that.
So this is like we're getting into
my time.
Last year when you were watching Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Like a little bit before that, but yeah. Because Dancing with the Stars started in August. So this would have been like probably 4 months before that.
Okay. But this is where they come together.
Yeah.
You're Dancing with the Stars that you were watching.
Yeah.
Making me vote for Danielle.
Yeah.
And this Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, this is where they intersect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we see that. We didn't see like Whitney's response to it, so we'll see that next episode.
Okay.
And then we see Demi's at an event. It's a very large event. And all the Mom Talk girls are there, including Jessi. And Demi is like talking shit about Jessi. And then all of a sudden you see Jessi go, fuck you, Demi, like yelling. And then Demi goes like, how did it feel to fuck Marciano twice?
What?
So we'll see.
All right then. Yeah. Well, listen next week and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was next week's episode.
Great. I can't wait. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Reality Hits Matt. That's Reality Hits MAT, just one T, Matt. Same on TikTok at Reality Hits Matt. And if you just want to drop us a line, have any suggestions, maybe things we should talk about, if we missed anything, or just have a question or comment, email us realityhitsmatt@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.